Thank you so much, Lordship, for remembering the journey of Dr. Patang Rao Kadam and appreciating it. A story comes in my mind that we were in a meeting and we were asking to Sahib that you give 5 crores concession, fee concession to the students every year. And last 15-20 years you are giving this many fee concession to the students, particularly those who are coming from rural places. He used to tell to all the principals that I came from a rural background, and when I went to the school, the fees was 3 rupees, but I had no money to pay. I went to the principal's office 10 times to get the fee concession, and I was facing a lot of hardship to get the education, even elementary education. And that particular moment he cherished throughout his life. Whenever anybody used to come, whichever function he was, whether he was sitting with the president or whether he was sitting with the prime minister or whenever, any office, anywhere, any time, whether he was at the airport or in the car, any time, people were coming with a request that please give fee concession, and he was ready with his signature that yes, please take the fee concession in Bharati Vidyapeeth. This was a special quality that our Sahib had, that he wanted to give justice through education to all of us. And therefore we remember this. We also have with us in the auditorium the presence of Honorable Meda Kulkarni Madam, the MLA from Pune, as well as Bimrao Tapkir Sahib, as well as Monshe Dada Kadam, Anand Rao Patil Sahib. I welcome them on behalf of Bharati Vidyapeeth and Bharati Vidyapeeth University. Now, it's a time to listen to the legend of Indian judiciary. A man who has given various landmark judgments in various courts, and today he is shining at the Supreme Court of India. We all love him. He is the pride of Maharashtra, none other than our own Honorable Justice A.M. Khanvilkar Sahib. I request him to please come and address the students.
Esteemed the Chief Justice of India, Shri Justice Dipak Misra, Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Shri Devendra Fadnavis, the Acting Chief Justice of the Bombay High Court, Shri Naresh, Chancellor of Bharati Vidyapeeth, Dr. Shivajirao Kadam, Secretary of Bharati Vidyapeeth and Pro-Vice Chancellor Dr. Vishwajeet, Vice Chancellor Dr. M.M. Salunkhe, Dean and Principal of New Law College, Bharati Vidyapeeth, Dr. Mukund Sada. Former judges were present in the audience, all the government officials and judicial officers, the District Judge, Pune, who is present in this gathering, Srimati Misra Madam, family members of late Dr. Patang Rao Kadam, all other dignitaries of the dais, and of course, my dear students. I feel humble to share the dais with such legendary persons around. It is heartening that today's event is organized to pay tribute to the great personality whose contribution to the society is unparalleled. It is fitting that to pay tribute to the legacy of the builder of this institution, who also adorned the caps of an educationist, a social reformer, a legend in his own rights in cooperative movement, a banker, a philanthropist, and above all, an innately compassionate human being. We have with us a sagacious and erudite Chief Justice, who is head of the institution, which is revered institution of India, the Supreme Court of India, and of course, head of the Judiciary of India. As all of you know, the Supreme Court of India came to be established as an extension to India's idea of self-governance and the rule of law. Over the years, the Supreme Court has not just lived up to the aspirations of the citizenry, but has also come to represent the idea of India to the world as a multicultural, vibrant and thriving democracy. We also have with us the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Shri Devendra, who believes in the philosophy, politics is an instrument for socio-economic change, and who throughout his political career, I believe, has worked tirelessly to this end. The greatest contribution of late Dr. Patang Rao Kadam, if I may say so, is the creation of this premier institution. It has catered to the aspirations of the common citizenry by providing them access to education. Indeed, an institution is established with the consideration of the needs and wants of a community within which it exists. But then, it comes to represent the community itself through its work, achievements and engagements with its members. In the words of the former British Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli, and I quote, "Individualities may form communities, but it is institutions alone that can create a nation," unquote. Education, or rather access to education, is an idea which had permeated into Dr. Patang Rao Kadam's life story and into the fabric of Bharati Vidyapeeth, both of which are intrinsically intertwined. The story itself is remarkable, to say the least, for someone coming from a family of farmers, a small type village, and born in a village with no educational structures, to achieve so much, both as an academician and as an institution builder, is a testimony of his mindset that no matter how much we may have achieved, we must always strive to keep learning and growing. An individual craves for and rightly deserves to be an ideal human being, but he can realize his own talents and potentials only if he gets an opportunity and has resources to do so. That space is created by institutions such as this institution. Educational institutions give opportunity to scores of students to learn, grow and develop into responsible citizens. That is the ultimate objective of a nation also, to promote and allow its citizens to become the best at what they do. After all, a nation is built on the ideals of its citizens, making each citizen a nation builder. As is predicated in our Constitution, it is the fundamental duty of every citizen to develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform, and also to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity, so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. A great nation is one that encourages even an ordinary citizen to do extraordinary work. In order to help a person become this extraordinary version, one needs to understand the underlying principles which define a good institution. There are several shared facets between renowned institutions and the nations that have helped to build. An institution needs to constantly refresh and evolve to sustain itself and remain relevant to the community. That is possible by long-term planning, keeping abreast of developments in relevant fields, understanding changing needs and requirements to the institutional and bringing about those changes, suitable changes to the institutional structures, aligned with good governance practices which will help institutions to prosper. Indeed, the history of our nation rests on the framework of its public and private institutions. Nation building is defined and by now has become synonymous with institution building. We have had extraordinary institution builders in all shapes and sizes. Doctors who have worked to improve the quality of life of the people. Engineers who have in some cases literally built this country from the ground up. Scientists who have toiled for years on end to create inventions for the benefit of mankind. Activists who have raised awareness. Soldiers who have defended our borders. Entrepreneurs and businessmen who have built world-class enterprises that have created financial value for the nation and provided thousands of jobs, lawyers who have fought for our rights and liberty, and judges who have upheld those rights and freedom. Late Dr. Patang Rao Kadam was one such crusader of quality education in this country. India now needs a generation of institution builders to nurture the aspirations of we the people of India and to take this country to greater heights. I am hopeful that these new institution builders will emerge from amongst the people sitting here today. Thank you.